Liebelt. It's Monday morning. Good to see you. Jump on in, you guys. Jump on in. Here we are, one day away from April. OMG. Like, this is crazy. It's coming. It's coming. Like, we just had like some blustery. I'm in Minnesota, you guys. For those of you that don't know, my name is Kirsten Liebelt, and I'm basically born and raised in Minnesota. I spent 8 years in the Black Hills of South Dakota, but otherwise we've been here in Minnesota. Anyway, and my dad died of type 2 diabetes when he was 63 years old. And this is the driving factor of what I do with insulin resistance every day in some way, shape, or form. So we're going to talk today specifically about the silent link between insulin resistance and cancer. But I was going to say that in Minnesota, we actually had like on Friday, we had like an 80-degree day in the south part of Minneapolis. We took the grandkids to the zoo, the Minnesota Zoo, and that was like amazing. And then the next day temperatures dove down to like 30 something. And then it actually snowed a little bit. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's been just crazy. And now today there's still a little bit of snow left on the ground. Whatever, spring is coming. I believe the tulips will show up anyway. So we're good. All right, so jump on in. Let's just give a little chat today. So every day at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, we come here and we just talk Monday through Friday. Unless I'm traveling, which, by the way, FYI, I'm going to try to think of my sign language, but I think my brain is not going to do that. Let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F. FYI. There we go. FYI. I will be gone on Monday and Tuesday. Now you got to listen closely so that you can get the nuance of this. Because I have two things. This is our housekeeping, and then we'll dive into our topic. Number one, next Monday and Tuesday, the 7th and the 8th, I am actually out of town. So I will not be doing this 11 a.m. Central Standard Time because this requires multiple devices. Okay. However, the challenge is also next week in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. I will be doing the challenge from my hotel room in Vegas, Monday and Tuesday, the 7th and the 8th, because that's a one device universe. So noon Central Standard Time. That's a new time. You guys are used to me doing the challenge every month at 3. And we're going to do noon because then that's 10 a.m. Vegas time. Blah, 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 be there or be square. I'll repeat it again this week. You'll get it down, not to be too confusing. But today I really, really wanted to kind of dive into this connection. And it's actually been bothering me. I have just a little droplet of something on my glasses. That's going to bug me if I don't clean it. This has bothered me for a little bit of time, just because I just don't think that everything is as mysterious as maybe we've been led to believe. Like, everything is so mysterious. It's so hard to figure out. How will you ever not be on 50 medications by the time you're 65? How will you ever not become type 2 diabetic? Everybody is type 2 diabetic. How will you ever, and this is just ridiculous. Like, we're told that, hold on. I actually had somebody text me. This was about a month or two ago. And she's in the medical field of some sort. I don't remember. And she was upset with me that I was having the conversation with y'all that insulin resistance is reversible. And I'm like, well, tell that to my customer that had not diabetic written in her chart in January. Like, what do you want from me? Like, this is ridiculous that's the lie that they are perpetrating, right? Well, it's the same thing when it comes to the C word. Okay. And basically, and trust me, listen, I am not a doctor. I'm just an Italian girl who figured out a few things, and I really, 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 really like to study. Because when my dad, was dead at 63 and he had a lazy Susan full of medications, I was really forced to have that conversation with myself. Like, is this only genetic? Because I'm like Italian and I like to eat Italian food. Is it really there's no way out of this? This is the way this is going to go. So much obesity. So much type 2 in my Italian family. You just can't even imagine. You would look up diabetes in the dictionary and you would see a picture of my family. That's an old joke. Anyway, but it's true. that's kind of where I was coming from. And that's kind of what was, happening in our world, growing up. And so after he died, I kind of just stuffed everything in the back of my head and did absolutely nothing. Nothing. Even though 8 years earlier, I was gestational diabetic with a baby, even though 5 years earlier, I was gestational diabetic with, or hypoglycemic with another baby, even though fill in the blank. I did nothing. I ate everything white. I just kept raising my babies on 50-pound bags of white flour. I thought I was doing really well because I was making stuff from scratch. And I wasn't buying like, a lot of frozen type stuff, blah, 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 whatever. And so I thought I was doing pretty good. Good morning, Patty. Good to see you. Good morning, snowy, cold, bizarro Minnesota. Right? Anyway, and so I just literally went on my merry way. I was just like, okay, Sarah, right? Type 2 genetic. Basically, I was told that a few years prior by way of University of Minnesota saying to me, you can't give your dad a kidney because of the type 2 in your family. And he started his type 2 journey right around when I was born. So they said, no can do. So I was like, well, then, que sera, it'll be whatever it is. So I didn't do anything, which is, of course, it's just an excuse. So I'm not trying to tell you like I was being wise or it was really thought out or anything. No. It was just an excuse to live the life that I wanted to live. Okay. I get into my 40s. My mother won't leave me alone about my sugars. And I mean, she will not leave me alone. She's 100% Swedish, was. My dad was 100% Italian. And it was basically like, Kirsten, like, are you serious right now? Like, do you even go to the doctor? Do you ever even get your sugars checked? Like, what is going on with you? Hello, your dad died, 63. Like, pay attention, right? I'm getting in my upper 40s and she can see the writing on the wall because of my weight, right? Well, and my gestational diabetic pregnancy long ago. All of these pieces are coming together and she had me just scared enough, which was really, really good. And I started to really pay attention to things like, whether or not my sores were healing, because my dad's weren't. I remember after he passed, my mom said, Dad was close to, and she never gave me a time range, but she said he was close to losing like maybe some of his toes, etc. And 63, right? Super young. Anyway, and so I just really started to pay attention to how thirsty I was, how much I had to go to the bathroom, all of those telltale signs of type 2 diabetes. And I still didn't go to the doctor or anything like that because I was scared. I was a total chicken, total chicken, total coward. Like if you didn't tell me, then it wasn't happening. That was me. So when I first decided to deal with anything, I started with targeted supplementation. Good morning, Magda. Sounds like me with my daughters. I know, Magda. I know. Keep talking, keep sharing, because sometimes, we're living in ignorant land, meaning, and it's a choice, and I get it, meaning just like, well, that's not going to happen to me, or let's see, that moved, or I don't know. We don't understand the severity of it. On some papers there we go. We just don't understand. And so that's kind of a reason why I come on here and talk to you guys, because number one, I already know everybody wants to lose weight, and I already know that it benefits a ton of people to get them to understand that if you will just bring down your insulin, girls, summer is coming. If you'll just get down your insulin and you'll get your liver to function, you can probably like lose some weight. Like, let's go. Thank you, Patty. Thank you. I had to like make sure that I unmuted it again. I touched it and it muted it. I apologize. We're fixed now. But I want to bring forth the severity every now and then because so many people do not understand the long-term effect of not dealing with it. Okay. So today we're going to talk about the C word. Okay. The C word and the connection with the C word. So what I did was I did targeted supplementation, and then I traded out my foods, and I talked to you about that in the group all the time. And we do a 5-day challenge. Next one's coming up on Monday, noon Central Standard Time. Get into the group, and then we'll be good to go. So this is the connection. Good morning, Sharon. Good to see you. Good to see you. So this is our topic for today. So could your blood sugar struggles be setting the stage for something far more serious? Insulin resistance isn't just about weight gain, even though we don't like that, right? But it's a key player in cancer growth. Let's break down the science and, more importantly, what you can do to protect yourself now. And so that's kind of the impetus for the conversation today. And the reason why is because I see things happen around me and it ticks me off. Makes me mad. Makes me mad because if we understood the connection between simple things that can be turned around, like insulin resistance, and something as deadly as pancreatic cancer, we would maybe shift our tide ahead of it. Okay. We just need to have a little bit of awareness. And I always kind of am like, you know what? I'm not a doctor. And if you have anything like that, obviously you have to follow your team of docs and you have to make the best decisions you can. I just want to talk about it in terms of a preventative outlook. Like, one of the bonuses of turning back your insulin resistance could be the avoidance of such a thing, right? So here we go. Here we go. Actually, there we go. Okay. It's Monday. Can you tell it's Monday? Do you feel the Mondayness? I feel the Mondayness. It needs to go away right now. Go away. Okay. So quickly, the signs of insulin resistance. We've talked about this a lot, but I'm just going to run through a handful. Okay. Are you good with that? Just a handful. You can always let me know in the comments which ones you have or you had, and they're going away, because a lot of you are now getting results and things are turning back around. So number 1, stubborn belly fat. Number 2, fatigue after you eat. Number 3, skin takes or dark patches on the skin, especially the neck and the armpits. Number 4, intense sugar cravings. Number 5, brain fog. And number 6, high triglycerides or low HDL cholesterol. And the other day we talked about the ratio that it needs to be. So go back to that replay if you want to learn the cholesterol one. If you don't know where to find the replays, the easiest, most effective way to find any of these live replays is actually on my YouTube channel. Same name. I'm the same name everywhere. The only thing that's different is when you're on my personal Facebook page, my maiden name is in there. So then it's Kirsten Liebelt. But anyway, everywhere else, I'm just Kirsten Liebelt. And so you can find that on my YouTube channel. And I've just been throwing up my lives over there for the last year. And I'm super glad that I've been doing that, because Facebook is now going to delete them. So if you want to go back and look at the ratio for the cholesterol, go back and watch that. But those are a lot of things that, if those sound familiar, your body is sending yourself signals to pay attention. If those are sounding familiar, okay, that's insulin resistance in a nutshell. Well, but how is insulin resistance then fueling cancer growth? How is this happening? Okay, like, right? I mean, I know we think that it's really sweet and everything to bring everybody, that's in the hospital candy. But is it? I'm just saying, and candy's not, that's only one example out of a million things, or how about a mashed potato, corn, and I mean, I could give you a lot of examples of bad food, but anyway, for somebody who's insulin resistant. Okay, so insulin, this is where we get to the scientific part of the conversation. So here we go. Insulin is an anabolic hormone. Okay, so everybody listen up. It's an anabolic hormone, meaning it signals cells to grow. And cancer thrives on this. Studies show that high insulin levels stimulate tumor growth, especially in breast, colon, and pancreatic cancers. Okay. Chronic inflammation and oxidative stress is caused by insulin that is high in your body. So insulin resistance is driving chronic inflammation, driving it, which damages your cell. It's kind of like damaging your cell. It's making it easier for your cancer to develop. You have to treat everything at a cellular conversation. I get asked all the time by people, all the time, what do you think of this system over here? And what do you think of this product over here? And what do you think of what this guy is saying over here? Listen, if they are not talking to you about a cellular conversation, like when I talk to you about targeted supplementation, I'm talking to you about a cellular conversation. I don't want you to learn just hacks. I don't want you to learn how to cut corners, because every time you cut a corner, you create two more. I want you to learn how to fish and take care of yourself. And 5 years from now, go, man, I'm so grateful I stumbled upon that Kirsten chick, that lady. I wonder where she went. That one lady, she taught me how to think about dealing with the inside of my body so that I could turn back my insulin resistance, lose weight, get off of all those meds that I got off of, and avoid things like type 2 and cancer. Like, we have to work with the science that we have and stop trying to like just sell each other these systems that are meant to be like, you know, here, take this and slow down the absorption of your sugar. Keep eating whatever you want to eat though. Just keep eating whatever you want to eat. Don't worry about it. This is a magical system. I'm so tired of that conversation because this is a cellular conversation, right? So studies are showing that if you have high insulin levels in your body, that they are actually stimulating tumor growth, and especially in breast, colon, and pancreatic cancers. What good does it do for me to come on here and give you like half-ass information on how to help your body function so that you can avoid these things? Like, what kind of a service am I doing to you if I do that? That's ridiculous to me. So it's driving, high insulin is driving chronic inflammation, which is damaging your cell and making it easier for cancer to develop. High insulin also creates oxidative stress, which leads to DNA damage, which is one of the key triggers for cancer. Okay. And again, I'm not a cancer. I'm not a survivor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything other than an Italian girl who figured out a lot of stuff because my dad died at 63 from type 2. And I should not be the only one in my family, my immediate family, to have avoided type 2. I should not be, because I'm the one who was gestational diabetic with my first baby. I'm the one who was hypoglycemic with my second baby. I'm the one who had the frozen shoulder, which is another sign of insulin resistance. I'm the one. So then how did I avoid it? How did I do that? Well, I teach it to you guys every single day, like targeted supplements and ingredient trade-outs. And so therefore we can position our bodies to not have broken cells or damaged DNA that allows cancer to grow. And then we do not have to fuel it anymore. We can switch the way that we're fueling our body. Anyway, when insulin, so then the sugar piece of it is the last piece. So this is where it really, really bothers me. I understand. I understand that we have become a sugar loving nation and we think it's really cute to love sugar. I get it. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, I see young people saying things like, oh my gosh, I just love sugar so much. I'm just such a sugar addict. I just love sugar. And they're almost like proud of it. They're almost like, I don't even know what to say. Like it's a part of their identity and they think it's cute. No, not everybody. I've been really like shocked by it. I'm like, okay. And you can go on TikTok, like, and I haven't seen these for a long time. Now I'm going to talk about it. And now it's going to show back up on my FYP again. But, you know, there's like people out there who are going and they're buying, if they're running a business. So kudos to them for running a business. I'm an entrepreneur myself, love business. So I don't put that down at all, ever. Small business is amazing. But they're buying up like, gummy worms and gushers and all of these things. Like, I'm talking about pallets of this stuff. And then they're mixing it with like the chamoy, seasoning or whatever. And then they're baking it and selling, for people to just, and you just have access to candy 24/7. And again, candy is just one conversation. Like, there's so many bad things that we can eat that spike our sugars. It's not just about candy. That's just the one that's like in our face. CA thrives on sugar. Yes, it does. Yes, Magda, it does. You're right. And so it's just one of the things that makes me think about it. Like, we just, we're not, in my opinion, we're not putting the gravity of the toxin nature of sugar that goes into our body in proper perspective. And we're almost made fun of, like somebody like me, when I tell you, I would never go into a social setting and go, well, that's toxic. You shouldn't be eating that. I would never do that because that's just rude. And just because I believe it doesn't mean somebody else has to believe it. But I can use my platform for it. I can come on here and talk about it because it is. It's just downright toxic. People are like, oh, your skin looks so good. Yeah, I don't eat sugar. I don't eat grain, like things that inflame and whatever. I mean, I also have really good skincare and I take care of my body, but I'm just telling you, like, it's very toxic. And we've just gotten to this point now where we're literally over the cliff like this and we're rocking. Okay, we weren't there 30 years ago. That's not where we were. We were still down at the base of the mountain. We were still down here 40 years ago when they first introduced, like the really terrible, awful, horrible food pyramid that told us to graze on grain all day long and then to eat very little animal fat and protein before we could flip that upside down to realize that, that's what was causing all the obesity and disease and medicine that we have needed for our bodies. So we were way down here at the bottom, where we were still thinking treats were primarily, 40 years ago, treats like that were primarily for holidays. Like right now, I'll just walk into Walmart. You'll see the family size bags, like they're about this big, the family size bags of the Cadbury mini eggs, which I love. I haven't had them in years, but I love Cadbury mini eggs. OMG, like how much binging can you do, right? Like so good, that hard outer shell and it's crispy and the chocolate is amazing, blah, 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 right? Well, you can go get these right now. And so there was a time in our society where we were like, oh, pumpkin pie is for Thanksgiving. Candy is for Christmas, maybe Easter. You might have a little chocolate on Valentine's Day, but otherwise we weren't binging on sugar 24/7. But now 40 years later, here we are. We wake up and we not only have sugar in the grain that we're eating in our cereal and the skim milk that we're putting on it because we're told to drink low-fat milk. And so it's spiking our sugars to the moon, but then we are very entitled. We are entitled to our caramel lattes, and we're entitled to our sodas with high fructose corn syrup, and we're entitled to our foot-long Jimmy John's or Subway, and we are entitled to eating out, every other day or whatever. We're entitled to the granola bars, and entitled meaning partially entitled, just like you think it is, but also just partially like this is the way we do things. Like if you see somebody stock their refrigerator for their 5 children, and they literally stock it with juice boxes, and the drawers have granola bars, which are no more than candy bars, and literally everything, like, the goldfish are like the worst for your teeth because it's a paste that sits on your teeth, and all of the things, right? So we've got all these things. Now we just, instead of being very intermittent throughout the year, now we are constant. And it's challenging. It's challenging to step away. It is, I'm not going to lie, because there are a lot of food pushers out there and there's a lot of opinion on food. That's why I don't want to be the person to add to that. I don't want to add to that. People can do whatever they want. You can't do that. People have to have their own, revelation, right? But that doesn't mean that we can't, this is for you, Magda, that doesn't mean that we can't, as a mother, have an opinion. Because I also have an opinion as a mother and can talk about how, listen, Grandpa Fergali, your great Grandpa Fergali was blind and in a wheelchair from type 2. Your Grandpa Fergali died at 63 after heart surgeries, pacemaker, and dialysis for 2 years because of type 2 diabetes. Now your mother, who's standing right in front of you, has taken a stand and said, no more. We're done. This is now 3 generations into the United States of America from Italy, and I say no more. So I'm going to do it for myself, and I'm going to be the example, but then I am going to remind you that, listen, the society has set you up for diabetes. It's a setup. It's a setup. And so you are going to have to be intentional if you don't want the fallout from diabetes. And you're an adult now, you can pay attention to your own freaking sugars, and you can pay attention to your own belly weight gain, and you can pay attention to your own, if you're thirsty all the time, if you're peeing all the time, if your sores aren't healing. But just know this, it will be your own responsibility to turn it around. I can't do it for you, right? Now, I've really never said all of that in one setting with my kids, unless they're watching my content, in which case, hey, you guys, how you doing? But I'm just saying, like, I'm just the fact that I create the content that I do, they're not confused, put it that way. They know that I'm pretty serious about what I believe because they live with me, right? Number one, they live with me inside of holidays and everything else. Like, we're just very integrated in each other's lives. They know how I eat when we go out, when we travel a lot together, all that good stuff. So they're not confused, but they do have to ultimately make their own decisions, okay? So this last one is kind of a big deal as far as I'm concerned, and that is the connection with sugar. So cancer actually loves glucose. It loves it, it loves it, it loves it. And so they use it for fuel, meaning your cancer cells, they use it for fuel at a much higher rate than normal cells. So cancer cells use it for fuel. Normal cells, normal. Cancer cells, they binge on the sugar in your body, is basically what that's saying. When insulin resistance leads to high blood sugar, it essentially feeds cancer cells and it helps them to multiply. So anytime that I see, people where cancer is a part of their world and they're still binging on sugar or whatever, it is, thank you, Rose. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. She's just loving on me on TikTok. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. It's disheartening. I'll just put it that way. I don't have judgment on it. I have a sad heart on it because I know that we want to be nice to people and we want to give them gifts and we want to whatever, but, it's just very frustrating because this should be basic information. It should be. So how does this kind of work in its own little nutshell? When I talk about insulin resistance, I like to make it as simple as possible because I'm a very, very, very simple person. I literally did not take supplements before I started to supplement for insulin resistance. Hey, Julie, good to see you. I was not paying attention to my food. I was not paying attention to anything. I was very disconnected from my body. I was very disconnected from assessing myself. It's just not something that I did. Just telling you the truth. And so for me to be that person who actually decided, okay, I'll take one little step. I'll take one little teeny tiny step towards, okay, fine, I'll try to do some supplementing. I don't even know if I'm disciplined enough for that, but I guess I could try. That was me, right? And so for me to have, worked on that piece of the puzzle, it's changed everything for me and actually for my family. Because now my daughter and I knew what to do with her gallstones when she was pregnant and they wanted to take her gallbladder out. Because it was the same connection. Do you understand? So what happens is a normally functioning body, your body was created to run extremely well and function well. And so when you eat anything at all, it'll turn into glucose because your body needs glucose for fuel. Like, this isn't a bad thing. This is a normal thing. So you eat something and it raises a little bit. But if you drink like apple juice and it's like an IV into your arm, just IV, come here, right here, apple juice, orange juice, like straight into your system. And that literally raises your blood sugar so fast, like boom, to the moon, right? Well, when you do that over and over and over and over and over again, over years on the standard American diet, you're just dinging that bell, boom, 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 ding, 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 all the way to the top, all the way to the top. And you're just constantly doing that. As your pancreas is releasing insulin, which are the storage trucks. These are your Amazon trucks, right? So the Amazon trucks are released. Release the trucks! And the trucks leave your pancreas and they go to get the glucose because it has a job. And the job is to get the glucose into your cell. So your cell, it's like knock, 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 knock on your cell, and your cell, under normal circumstances, opens up and it accepts the glucose into the cell. And you now have energy. Woohoo! You are fueled. But what happens is when we do this over and over and over again, as we are known to do in the United States of America, we have such a high rate of insulin resistance, it's obnoxious. We have such a high rate of fatty liver, it is obnoxious. Like we're at the obnoxious level. That's why this is such a big conversation, for me every single day. So after a while, your cell stays closed and it goes, not opening. Nope, stuffed, done, go away. Now you have all this extra glucose, like you've got these delivery trucks filled with glucose, and it has no place to deliver the glucose. So guess where it ends up? Insulin is a fat storing hormone. So hello, belly fat. We've got storage like units all over fat, all over your body for fat, like everywhere, right? And so now we start gaining weight and we start gaining fat, and we have fat pockets everywhere. And it's in unusual places where when you were a high school cheerleader, it didn't exist. And you think in your head it's only because of your metabolism. Has nothing to do with insulin resistance, because if you are like me, you had never heard of the term insulin resistance before. So you're thinking, oh, it's just getting old. Doggone it. This is what it looks like to get old, and I'm looking just like my aunt. I'm gaining my fat in areas just like my aunt did, just like my mom did, just like my sister does. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And that's what you're thinking in your head. So it's not dawning on you that that's actually not true. Yeah, you've got genetic components, right? Like we have certain body shapes and types and sizes and, whatever. But it's way more than that, because it can't get into the cell. Now you've got fat inside, the front of your knees and your back fat and your belly fat and areas that your arms and places that you are not excited about. I mean, I wasn't excited. So I don't think anybody else is either. And the question in your head, if you are like me, is, okay, hold on. If I actually pay attention to spiking my insulin, like spiking my sugars that call on more insulin, and my cell has got the door closed, can I actually turn this around? Is there anything I can do about this, or am I stuck? And the answer is you can absolutely 100% turn it around. 100%. And this is not a terminal diagnosis, right? Not yet. Insulin resistance has an impact on cancer, but you're not there yet in my conversation with you right this minute. So before you feed that side of the universe, let's deal with the insulin resistance right now. And so there are two things that I do. Late for the party, catch on the replay. That sounds great, Phyllis. The subject is stressful for me because I had to explain this to my father as he lay dying of cancer. Have a good day, Phyllis. Have a good day, Phyllis, from Arkansas. I'm so sorry. I know it's a tough one. It's challenging because it feels very mountainous, as though we can't turn the tides on this. That's how it feels, but I'm here anyway. I'm like, nope, I'm going to do it anyway. I actually have never done a live on this. And we've been doing lives Monday through Friday for over a year. And I've never done like this one because for a lot of reasons, it just feels really mountainous. Like a lot of people will poo-poo it, and it kind of makes my heart go, ah. I'm like, no, there might be one person, right? There might be one. I know we're the crazy people, right? For cutting sugar out. We're the crazy people. It's just not sustainable, Kirsten. It's all about balance. Well, I think we're way past balance now. Way past. So the first thing that I did was I started with targeted supplements, and I talk to you guys about this all the time. Listen, why do you need to get down your sugars? Why do you need to bring down your insulin that you might not even understand is high because they never gave you a fasting insulin test to begin with? Because when your insulin and your sugars are high, you are more susceptible to something like cancer. When your insulin and your sugars are high, this is how you end up on meds. This is how you end up more fat than you were. This is how we end up with obesity. This is how we end up with like type 2 diabetes and PCOS and fatty liver and gout and heart disease and high blood pressure and insulin. It's like the core hormone conversation. So this is what I started with a little over 10 years ago. I did not know what it was doing for my body. I didn't understand anything, but this is what I started with. If you want information on, this is what's called the trio, these three. If you want information on the trio, you can always reach out to me and just tell me that you want the trio cart and I'll get that for you. Just get into my messages. But that's where I started. And then I've added things since then. And so anything that I bring to the table for you guys, I want it to help you with your insulin sensitivity, because then we don't have to have these conversations about cancer and all of the other things. And, the way that my dad died, all that stuff. He was on a kidney donor list and that just wasn't going to happen fast enough. He was too far gone, right? And so when we talk about that, the truth is that when you have high insulin in your body, this is why you can't lose weight. So if you need to see testimonies of people who are losing weight, if you need to see testimonies of people who are getting off of medications, if you need to see testimonies of people who are, gotta make sure, yeah, that's right, of people who are actually able to have all of the non-scale victories that they've been looking for as well, in terms of inflammation coming down. Like, I don't ache when I wake up in the morning. I went to the zoo on Friday with my grand boys. They are 4, 2, and 1. And we went to the Minnesota Zoo, which is a very large zoo, and we spent hours walking, just hours. And it was so wonderful because, number one, I'm always extremely grateful that I can walk and walk and walk without pain, right? But that doesn't mean you don't come home and you're not like, whoo, put in some steps today. Wow, like I should probably stretch. I mean, of course, right? But this is a part of, if you guys are ever in my stories and you see me doing it, like last night I did my nighttime routine of my supplements and my stories, and I don't do that very often, but a part of what I take when I go to bed at night, every single night, is I take my turmeric that I talked to you guys about. It's so powerful, you guys. It's 45 times stronger than other turmerics that are on the market. I'm just telling you. And so I take a couple of those to work on my body while I'm sleeping. And I do it every night, not just when I walk a lot, but the reason why is because inflammation is the core of all disease, and high insulin leads to high inflammation. Like, it's a problem. So what I wanted to show you was, if you need testimonies, I'm going to show you where to find them, okay? So my website is actually kirstenliebelt.com. And I'm just going to show it to you so you can see my picture, and you can go look up things for yourself. And you know what? If it's for you, it's for you. And that's great. And if it's not, no big deal. I'm not for everybody, and I know that. But I will tell you that even though it took me a long time to come to the table to actually take action against my insulin resistance, once I did, and I began to realize that this wasn't as hard as I thought it was, and once I understood that the hardest part of it was actually my mindset, I was all in. And I've been all in now for a while. And the fallout of that, in a good way, is that I've lost 3 sizes in my 50s after my cycle stopped. I'm the only person in my family, my immediate family, to have avoided type 2 diabetes. And I'm 60 and I'm not on any meds. I don't ache when I wake up in the morning. I can get down on the floor with my grandbabies. All the things that are important to me, you have to decide what's important to you. Good morning, Matt, from Linville, Tennessee. My sister's name is Lynn. Matt, you're having breakfast at Soda Pop Junction. That's awesome, Matt. Good to see you. Megda says it's about prioritizing yourself. You have to be your own advocate with your health. It's a difficult subject, but extremely important. You're 100% Magda. And it is. And trust me, you guys, honestly, if you could only understand how not disciplined I was in all areas of my life. I mean, who you see now, and you don't even like, I mean, the fact that maybe I have some consistency when I come online, or I'm consistent with my food, or, whatever it is, like, that was not natural. I was not an athlete. I was not a D1 athlete. I quit first chair clarinet. Like, I quit everything I started. I was not somebody who took challenge well. I laid down. Why do you think it took me until I was 50 years old before I traded out my food ingredients? Wow. I have so much going on right now. That's crazy. Doesn't matter. I have a lot of buzzing going on my phone. Okay, but if you go to my site, I'm going to show you how to find the testimonies, okay? So if you're a testimony person, you're like, it's Monday. I just need a little encouragement. This weekend was challenging. I ate too much. I ate the wrong things. I really need like help, but I don't know where to start. I don't know how to do this. I am afraid. I do have things that keep me up at night. I am concerned about getting type 2, or I am concerned about cancer, or I just am so done with this belly fat. I just, honestly, I don't know how to do another summer in the size that I am. I hear you. Why do you think I actually even started supplementation? Because I was feverishly watching any sores on my legs, because that was my dad's life. Big bowl, Epsom salt, hot water, soaking his feet. Gone at 63, and my mom letting us know, yeah, he was probably close to losing a or some toes, because this is what happens, right? So anyway, my website is my first and last name.com, kirstenliebelt.com, and it's KIRSTEN, no space, LIEBELT.com. And this is what it looks like. There's my face, okay? And when you scroll, it's literally one page. That's it. That's all there is. But if you go to the top, and I do switch my buttons around, so I don't like to say what number button it is, but very close to the top right now, there's this one that has a lot of writing on it right there. And basically that is saying, read the trio testimonials. And if you click on that, you're going to go to a Google sheet. And this is, you can move this around. You can move this around so you can read them, okay? And you can scroll and you can see the dates. People talking about cravings, appetite, weight, meds, going away, sleep increasing, energy increasing, and why. Those are the trio, the 3 supplements that have 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. Very basic, no jazz hands, nothing fancy, but 3 supplements that I identified and created a system around so that we could get those testimonies. This is something that I put together for my own life. And then now I just hand it over to you guys. And then we back it all up. And you can always send me a note. Hey, Kirsten, I was on your live. I want a trio cart. I want to look at what you're talking about. Hey, Kirsten, you were talking about that, something for my gut, or something for, that turmeric, or anything I ever mention in any of my lives. You just tell me and I'll customize a cart specifically for you, like with your name on it. Okay, we'll talk about what you need and I'll help you fix whatever it is. But my point being that I back it up then with food ingredient trade outs. And as an Italian girl, this is a big deal for me. So there's a group, it's called Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. If you get yourself into the group, you'll get tagged in a recipe pantry PDF. But then we do a challenge every month. And the next one is starting next Monday, April the 7th. It'll go from the 7th through the 11th, and I will be live. Now, listen, everybody listen. If you've already done a challenge, you have to listen up because this is an update. It won't be at 3 o'clock next week. It's going to be at noon Central Standard Time. Noon. And I know that's a difference. And so it's okay because the replays will be there anyway. Everybody will be fine. You don't have to sign up for it. It's not on a Zoom. It'll be live in the group. So everybody will be fine. The replays will be up in the featured section. We're good, but I just want to tell as many people as I can. 12 p.m. Central Standard Time next week, Monday the 7th of April to Friday the 11th of April. I'll talk to you about insulin resistance and explain it, the ingredient trade outs. I'll do a pantry and a refrigerator reveal, my own pantry and fridge. We'll talk about targeted supplements and why these actually work in your body, as opposed to just like, hey, just take this because your friend is taking it, or take this because the Facebook ad said it's amazing, or this was an Amazon find, or blah, 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 blah. None of that. Like, this is literally how it will make your body function differently, just like a mechanic explaining it to you towards your car. The reason why you want this filter instead of this filter, like this filter has, it's like a big colander and it's not going to filter out things, but this filter does, and whatever. Making that one up. Can you tell I'm a car girl? So not. And then we're going to do a recipe at the end of the week. But the first 2 days, I'm actually out of town with my husband. So that's why it's at noon Central Standard Time, because I will be in Las Vegas, and I'll do it from my hotel room. And it'll be 10 a.m. there. So I'll do it from my hotel room on Monday and Tuesday, and then I'll be back at my house Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So join in. It is so fun to gather with you guys and to talk about these pieces so that you can learn how to fish. Learn how to freaking change your own life in 2025. That is what we're talking about. I am invested in the person that you will be 1 year from now, 5 years from now, that you look back and you go, I'm so proud of myself. I actually applied this and this and this. Now I've got a few more pieces, but I applied a few things. I'm really proud of myself. And then maybe you're going to be the one that texts me and says, I can't even believe it. Like I walked in and my doctor said, you are amazing. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm putting not diabetic in your chart. Maybe you're going to be the one that says, listen, I started watching your content and I started following some of your food thought processes. And I actually started to trade out my foods first. Then I connected with you over supplementation. And in the last year, I've lost 50 pounds and I'm off 10 meds. Maybe your testimony is going to be more amazing than the last testimony, right? But then I've done my job. I've shared with you what I've known. Okay, this should not be mountainous and this should not be a big secret, and we should not be made fun of for sharing this information or censored. All because big PHARMA doesn't want us to. They just want you on MET. And an STATIN, and an anti-sadness, and a high HBP, and. With all the wonderful side effects that keep you exhausted and maybe sad, disassociated, and keeping you from actually enjoying your life in Technicolor and making memories with everybody that you love so much. Who is it that you love, that you want to be able to go on a trip and actually remember things and not feel like trash? Or spend time with, like for me, it's always my grandbabies. It always goes back to the grandbabies. But anyway, okay. So tomorrow at 11 a.m., Julie, yes, no, I don't have time this afternoon to chat yet, Julie. I go right into a meeting when I jump off of here, and then I have another meeting. I could, but it wouldn't be until, and you can message me. I would be available at like 3 o'clock Central Standard Time today. That's when I would be available first availability. So you can message me and let me know if that is of interest to you. But otherwise, I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. I cannot wait to see you guys then. And in the meantime, have like the best day ever on the face of the planet. Like enjoy and be grateful for everything that you get to do today because somebody else maybe can't. So always be grateful. All right. And it sounds good. Okay. I will pencil you in then for 3 o'clock Central Standard Time today, Julie. See you later. All right. Bye, you guys. Have such a great day. I'm going to get ready for another meeting in 10 minutes. See you later.